Alright people, we're back at it again. We're going to continue fraction, decimal and percent, right? But this time what we're going to do is look at some conversion between fraction, decimal and percent, alright? So, right now, if we look on this thing, if we look on decimal to percent, if you have 0.5 as a percentage, you just multiply 0.5 by 100 and that gives you 50, right? Because remember, percent, per mean out of, cent mean 100. You said it's come from the word centrum, some old Latin word, centrum mean 100. So percent mean per 100, alright? So this is 50 out of every 100, at a 0.5 out of every 1. So the decimal are out of 1, but the percentage are out of 100. So you just multiply by 100. You see? If you have 0.25 as a percentage, that is 0.25 times 100, and that gives you 25%. I put the percent sign up there. Alright? So, when you have decimal and you want it as a percent, you must multiply by 100. Alright? Now, what happens when you have percent and want as a decimal? Suppose you have 75%. Right? What you do is divide by 100, because 75% means 75 out of every 100. But the decimal are out of 1. So you divide by 100. You want to turn 100 in a 1, you divide 100 by 100. I go and you turn in a 1. So what you have is 75 out of 100, and that gives you 0.75. So you see, when you want to convert from percent to decimal, you divide by 100. Decimal to percent, you multiply by 100, and whatever you get, you call it percent. Percent to decimal, you have the percent, you divide by 100. Alright, good. Now the next thing we want to do, convert decimal to fraction. We do this next. No mark yet. We want some decimal convert to fraction. So make you see how this now, as a decimal will convert. This is a decimal, 0.5 a decimal. You want it as fraction. What you have to note is that 0.5 are the same as 0.5 out of 1. Any number you write down are the number out of 1, right? Now, when you have the fraction, you mustn't have any point. So you must think now, which you want a number. When you multiply 0.5 by the number, you get a whole number. And then you must multiply 1 by that, the same number. Well, you could have tried 2 up top. You say 0.5 by 2. Okay, I'm going to give you 1. Down the bottom, you say 1 by 2. Multiply by 2 and divide by 2. At the same value you're going to get back. Because 2 divided by 2 are 1. Alright? So, 0.5 by 2 are 1. Over 1 by 2 are 2. So it's really half. You see? But even though we multiply the 0.5 by 2, the standard when it comes to this decimal to fraction, if you multiply by 10 or 100 or 1000 or whichever one you need to make the whole number out of the fraction, out of the decimal, I mean. So you have 0.5, you want to convert it, is 0.5 over 1. If you multiply this by 10, you're going to get a whole number. 5. You must multiply the bottom by 10 too. So you have this 0.5 by 10 up top, a 5 over 110, 10. 5 out of 10. When you cancel it down, you get the half. You see? If you have a case like 0.125 and you want to convert it, let me say 0.25, and you want to convert it to fraction, right? What you do, it says 0.25 over 1. Now, which number are you going to multiply 0.25 by if you get a whole number? What you can do is multiply it up here by 100. So if you multiply 0.25 by 10, you're going to get 2.5, and you don't want any point. So multiply by 100. You're going to get 25 up top. But if you multiply the top by 100, you have to multiply the bottom number by 100 too. When you multiply the denominator, the bottom number by 100, it's like you divide by 100. So it's like you multiply by 100 and divide back by the 100. Right? If you compensate and get back the value what you did have before. So 1 times 100 and 100. And then you can cancel down and get a quarter. Alright? 25 into 100 was 4. So you get a quarter this one. So 0.25 as a fraction, a quarter. You see? Now, thing we did put 0.125 earlier. Let me try it. We have 0.125. If you have 0.125, you put it over 1. But up top, which number you're going to multiply by? You get a whole number. Well, if you multiply by 1,000, up at the top you're going to get 125. You see that? And then you multiply the denominator, the bottom number, by the same 1,000. So you're going to get 125 over 1,000. You see? And then you cancel down. So when you cancel down, you can cancel down with 5. 5 into 125 over 5 into 12 or 2, remainder 2. 5 into 25, 5. So this is 25 over so. 5 into 10 are 2. 25 over 200. Alright? Now, if you want, you can continue cancel. Or you can say 25 over 100 by 2. Because 100 by 2 are 200. But, you know, say 25 into 100 are 4. So 1 over 4 by 2. That means 1 over 8. 1/8. So you see that? So this is a conversion from decimal to fraction. Now, we won't necessarily go in order. What we're going to do here, sir, is convert from percent to fraction. If we convert from some percentage to fraction, we're going to leave the conversion from fraction to decimal for a different video. Now, if you have 50% and you want it as a fraction, remember, percent means out of 100, so 50 out of 100. So 50% are really 50 out of 100, and then when you cancel down 50 into 51, 50 into 102, you get half. Alright? If you have 12.5% and you want it as fraction, you know, so 12.5% at 12.5 out of 100, right? but you don't want any point, you want a whole number. So if you multiply the top by 10, the bottom by 10, we're going to have a 125 over 1000. Right? And then you can do your conversion. You cancel down 125 over 1000. Oh, 5 into 125. 5 into 12 are 2. Leave 2. 5 into 25. A 25 over 200. And we see this earlier. 25 over 100 by 2. So I really 1/8 this. When you do your cancelling down. Because me separate the 200 in a 100 by 2. You say 25 into 25 are 1 time 25 into 100 are 4. Now we bottom is 4 2s 8. So with percentage to fraction, you put the percent number over 100 and then you cancel them. So you see that? Alright. Now, what we're going to do next time is convert from fraction to decimal in a different video.